Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes, we did. Episode 3 of the season, are we at?
I can't. If I kept track of the episodes we were on, I just want it to be a surprise when mid-season comes, and then when we're towards the end, I'm like, it's done already?
Right.
That's a good season for me when I don't know it's ending.
Right, when you're like, oh God, it's finally over. Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who just found us, thanks. We appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, let us know you're listening, let us know you're watching. Leave a comment even.
We enjoy comments.
We're honestly very touched. And also, we're touched in one way, but also, we are still new to this game where every comment makes us smile, even the mean ones, which we don't have yet. So leave a mean one, maybe? I don't know. But leave a nice one. We'd prefer that. But yeah, thanks for joining us. And let us know what you thought about the most recent episode of Beverly Hills, those two elephants in the room.
Yeah.
Sutton.
They are very dangerous animals. I don't want to see an elephant. Find another elephant.
My only contribution to this episode is talking about elephants.
She was in it very much, and I was good with the amount that she was in it.
Yeah.
Which is not very much.
Maybe she'll have time to shine later.
Yeah, I don't know. I like a little dose of Sutton. I'm feeling like this is like into the couch here for Sutton. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Is that where we put her right there?
That's where I put her. Yeah. That's what I'm sticking with. Yeah.
It's still sticking with this?
Uh-huh.
We were wrong on the Salt Lake.
Oh, my goodness. Who knew? Skipping over to Salt Lake. Yeah. Who knew that, Bronwyn should have been here? No, Bronwyn's here.
Yeah.
Bronwyn really should have been second seat, but I can see she can't skip two OGs.
We don't know how the rest of the season goes, and especially coming off of Monica being first seat.
Oh, if Bronwyn had been first seat, Heather would have lost her mind.
Yeah.
Had a whole meltdown, worse than Giselle's reaction to being second seat.
But you got the other setup. Right?
Yeah, I knew this side was going to be how it was. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then I don't think Maylee's at the reunion.
I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't either.
Bless your heart, Maylee.
So, but what happened in Beverly Hills? We're not in Salt Lake.
We're not in Salt Lake. We're in Salt Lake. Yeah. Kathy planned a trip. And she bought some luggage, and she got it monogrammed, and she delivered it with her 3 pillows, and in her Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And she called production. It was like, where are these ladies? I wanted to see her roll up to Erica's. I wanted to see her
have Erica come out and go, honey, what is this?
Yes.
That was a cute way of doing it. I mean, I think hand delivering them all with the suitcase. While it gave the nice bit of awkwardness that we like from Kathy Hilton, it was much better than the thing that Karen would have done on Potomac, which would have just had some sexy stripper deliver them or some third party deliver them.
Right.
So I think
stripper would have been more so Atlanta. Karen would have she had an invitation they were butterflies.
Yeah.
Fell out and died.
But no, doing it herself was good, but it did make for a little kind of an awkward, especially when she went over to Bose's.
Bose was so what is happening?
Right. And then it was basically, where are we going? Well, you'll just have to open the suitcase.
Yes.
She's like, okay, I'm gonna go now.
You can tell, she's I only met you once, so I'm gonna leave. But with Dorit and Kyle, she hung out for a bit.
Oh, that's true.
But she was like, okay, bye, Bose. And Bose is like,
yeah.
Thanks for the self-tanner.
She's like, what is this crazy white woman doing here?
Also, she's like, you're gonna walk it. I need you to take. Oh crap, she's already in. Can't have her take her shoes off.
Also, I mean, would you ask Kathy Hilton to take her shoes off?
Well, she has Dorit and Erica.
But that's not Kathy Hilton.
I mean, I think, and universally, Bose is they're going to bring germs into my house and dirt.
Okay, let's say we were a shoes off house, right?
Yeah.
We felt so strongly about it, and we just drove. If Mariah Carey walked in.
Oh, well, no, obviously.
You'd be like, you want to step in some dirt and walk in? Feel free.
I mean, yes.
I'm not saying that that Bose worships her, just is a Kathy Hilton, fangirl.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she got a level of respect you wouldn't ask.
I think she's so caught off guard too. You could tell none of them were prepared for this. It wasn't on the call sheet that Kathy Hilton was going to come over. So she's like, I don't get it. Garcelle was all of that photo shoot, and she's like, oh, I got to shift attention. Okay, thanks, Kathy. This is weird. Bye.
Can we ask? We can bring up Garcelle's eye makeup.
I didn't understand what it was. It was in one scene she didn't have any, and then she had some. I felt like she was maybe gonna take some pictures with her son or on her own, and she was preparing.
Oh,
so
And was it wicked colored? Was it pink and green?
It was pink and green.
Okay.
Maybe a little blue.
And it was just weird as well because it was only on the underside of her eye and it made her eyes look puffier. And
it was weird. It was very weird. I didn't understand any.
But it also made me wonder in the back of my head, like, you know, I love it. I love seeing a housewife, a normal looking housewife where she's not all, you know, made up. There's not a full beat. But I would also made me wonder if, like, on her days off when she doesn't wear a bunch of makeup, does that the look she goes for? It's something weird or different, you know?
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
It would be a lot. I mean, I'm sure for women, it's just a lot to like continuously put on all this makeup, and it could like irritate your skin.
Oh, and your face can't breathe. This powder
clogs your pores. And it's like have like a big like regime of like washing it off and like making sure your skin doesn't dry out because of it. So
as someone who washes their face, you know, once a day, I can't imagine wearing makeup. Like in fact, like
same.
Like in the summer when I put on sunscreen, I have to like force myself to wash my face before bed just to get the sunscreen off and everything. So I can't imagine with all the makeup. So yeah, I imagine on your day off you don't want to wear a whole bunch.
Yeah, because she's like, this is about my son, not me. And then, you know.
Yeah. It was interesting when she was saying how he's the shyest of all of them. And I just like, I know this is going to sound kind of silly, but modeling doesn't seem like a good career for an introvert. Like you have to, you know, kind of. But I guess as long as you're pretty and you know how to work your angles, you can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of models are shy, and they turn it out for the cameras, and then they're, you know, homebodies the rest of the time.
I guess. So, but I always think, you know, I guess the thing
well, that's the illusion that we like, you know, because we see them living these big lives. You think like, you know, Cindy Crawford must be like this huge personality, but I mean, it could be that she's just like, I want to just hang out.
Like the extent of my modeling knowledge comes from like supermodels and top models. Yeah. So like, but you're always seeing on Top Model, you know, they're all being encouraged, like, you know, take risks and jump and move and, you know, like engage with the camera and talk. And if you have a scene partner, like, you know, interact with them. And that just seems like something as a introvert, a shy person, it would be like loath to do.
Yeah, but that's your job then, you know.
I guess. Yeah. But no, he definitely looks good. I mean, I can see how he has the model look and everything. I didn't really dig what he was wearing in those photos.
The oversized, I don't understand that look. And I mean, it just made me think Balenciaga trash bag. Pretty much with pockets, yeah.
Big puffy pockets.
Yeah, so like Kathy, again, I'm not always a huge fan of Kathy's wackiness, but I thought it was like just enough. Like it was cute and the monogram stuff. And I was like, this is just the right amount of Kathy that I need. Mm-hmm. Circled back when she's getting her hair extensions in, that she said, he's like, one more. And she's like, I'm going to get hot.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? Her head gets very hot. And she's like,
she knows she doesn't want all those extensions.
Yeah. I mean, it is like kind of like a bit of a wig type situation where it's like all this hair on you, and so
especially if she's not used to wearing it, like if the only reason she's wearing it is because she's going to be like on camera or you know. So you have to imagine that when she goes to like events where there's a red carpet or any sort of step and repeat, that they do that to her as well. Like if she's in public in a photo opportunity, but what I'm saying is you'd think she'd be used to it by now, but guess not.
So Mauricio and Kyle.
Oh yeah,
I was like funny yet awkward at times of like, hey, welcome back to your house.
Yeah, it really was. I didn't understand why that was happening. Like,
I think to kind of like show that they are cool and they can hang out, but also show Kyle is very neurotic about it to the point where she won't even like say that a small part of her might want to get back together, you know? I think it is like the main thing here is that Kyle is not used to, she's been in wife and mom mode for so long. Yeah. And now that she only has one kid at home who's about to leave like in the next year and Mauricio's not home, it's like, what else is my identity besides the show, you know? And she has like projects here and there and, you know, she's, you know, does stuff, but like at her core, she's a wife and a mom, and that's what she loves doing. Instead, when you take that away, it's like, wait, are you sure you don't need towels? Are you sure you don't need sheets? I need to do something for you. That's what I'm used to doing, and you're not allowing me to do that because you're off in your condo, wherever, and you bought furniture, but you only signed a 6 month lease. So
I don't think she was reading it as you only signed a 6-month lease. It was you went ahead and signed a 6-month lease, which means you're committing to this for at least 6 months. Like you're expecting this to go on for at least 6 months, which is a long time. Imagine if I just moved out for 6 months.
Oh, no, that would be horrible.
That'd be really, really weird, you know.
Weird and horrible.
So for her, I felt so bad when she said, you know, she's just a wife and a mom, and she doesn't, without that, you know, she's like, oh my God, I'm so lost. Who am I? But she's just so used to worrying about things that make her a wife and a mom. Like, do you have enough towels? Like, is the place where you're staying, are you gonna have everything you need? Because I'm so used to worrying about you,
right?
And the things that you worry about, like I'm used to anticipating that you have them, that you're good to go. And I think that's kind of what she was getting at.
Yeah, I think it was like also too. It's like she expected an empty nest situation where all the girls are finally out of the house, but she thought Mauricio would be there with her and they would share this experience. And to not have him, it must be very jarring, you know?
Yeah. I think she would be well served. I like that she's remodeling parts of the house and stuff. And I don't see that it would be, I see why it doesn't make sense for her to do so, but I think she'd be well served if she were to get her own place. And
I wouldn't leave that house.
I mean, it's a wonderful house, but
Honey.
I think the perspective it's giving Mauricio, or as the internet likes to spell his name, M-A-O, and I'll call him Mao whenever I see it, not Mo. When you abbreviate, it's M-O, just Mo.
Yeah.
Anyway, or M-O-E if you really want to. But anyway, is that he's like, I don't need all that stuff. Like, I'm in a condo. I don't need like a whole linen closet filled with stuff. I have the things that I need, and what I don't, I'll go get. Like, I'm not...
Or I'll have it laundered.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. It's like, I don't need, you know, a selection of towels. I need, you know, one a week or, you know, one every other day, that sort of thing. So I think that's interesting. And I think that because she's in the home that she built for her family, there's a way things are supposed to be in her mind. Like,
right.
Things go in their place. And so if she were in a new place where, you know, there were no rules, where she's like, I don't want to have that many things. I don't want to have that. You know, I want to have a whole room filled with hats if I want to, and light them all on fire, you know, whatever she wants to do. I think that would give her some perspective.
Well, but I think if this is like the actual end and he's gone, eventually all his stuff will be out of there and she can completely redo the house if she wants. I could see it's one, that's her home. There's so many memories from that house and not wanting to let that go. And also, you know, she can, like I said, she can redo it and make it her own.
Yeah.
If this is going to be a divorce. Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't leave that house.
I mean, it is such a beautiful house.
Such a beautiful house.
But and also she did redo it a lot the way that she wanted it already. Like
right.
A lot of that is her personality in there. So, I mean, I don't know if there's really much to really change. Yeah, like, you know, again, I know we don't like to talk about it, but like I don't think I could live here if we broke.
No, that'd be weird.
That'd be really
That'd be weird. Yeah.
And if we did, I'd have to like really, really like do something drastic, change the look of it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think being in a new space where you don't have the memories as well would be, I think, therapeutic, or at least not like she's at a dearth of places to go. Like she couldn't, I guess, as long as Portia, sorry. As long as Portia's in the house, you know, she wants to be there with her daughter, but like she could go to Aspen at any time, or La Quinta, or go, you know.
She's thought about, I remember like her talking about possibly moving to Aspen, or, you know, she wasn't doing the show. I think that's their next, they have a home there, you know, so that would make sense.
And that's where she feels more comfortable, is in the mountain town. So
who didn't tell someone about
PK?
Yeah, it's really, I mean, that's pretty jarring. Like, especially when you have young children, because eventually the kids are gonna have to go there, and you know how she feels about security.
Well, so that's
blah,
the
blah,
part
blah.
that kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she was. I mean, I'm not a parent, so I don't know how it would make me feel, but definitely, I felt like she's leaning on the. I didn't even get to see the place. My kids are going to go there eventually, and I don't know if it's safe. Like, I get what she's saying. I know she went through the traumatic experience with the break-in and that security is important, but at the same time, PK is still the same man she married. She trusted him before. Like, what makes her think that he's like going out and like buying, you know, renting a place in the worst neighborhood imaginable?
Yeah.
Like leaving all the doors open with signs say, "Come, please rob us," you know, like.
But they lived in a good neighborhood and they still got robbed.
I know. So what I'm saying though is that there's no anticipating, and two, he's still he's still making good choices. He's not a completely different person who's just like, oh, hookers and blow everywhere.
Yeah, but I think this is one time I can see her perspective. Like, this is where eventually the kids will be visiting, will be sleeping over, whatever. Like, he should have kept her in the loop, that this is, going
I agree,
on.
But you can't break up and still be part of every decision. You can't separate.
No, but like, the fact that she had to find out third hand that he got this place when she probably thought, like, oh, maybe he's staying at a hotel. Like, he was staying in a hotel.
Yeah.
So it just she didn't need to like be the deciding factor. But if he said, hey, Mauricio found me this place. I'm thinking about signing a lease. Do you want to check it out? Or like, here's some pictures. I think it's pretty secure. I think the kids would like it. There's things for them to do in the neighborhood. Like, if they didn't have young kids, if it was like, obviously, like Kyle and Mauricio's situation, it wouldn't be a problem. Like, Portia doesn't need to know, Kyle didn't need to know about Mauricio's condo, so Portia would feel safe going there.
Right.
But when you have young kids under the age of 10, he should have let her know.
I agree that he should have let her know, but at the same time, I don't think that she should be like all, put upon that he didn't.
I can see why it should be put on. Yeah.
All right.
This is me, because it's trust me, it's not going to happen towards the end of the episode. This is me siding with Dorit.
Wow. All right. Mark the history books.
Yeah.
So.
So this 2-hour journey to Oceanside in the Sprinter van.
Sitting sideways. I saw some jostling when they were driving.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that must have been a fun trip.
Right.
Kathy's on her laptop.
Yeah, like Kathy's like, I'm doing work. Like, yeah, I think Kyle and Kathy and Boz were like, no, we're sitting back here. We're not going to be side sitting.
I liked the little drinking game or the little thing. I, wish we'd gotten some better, celebrity sex stories. We had to hear about Will Smith again, and we had to
Garcelle and Sean Penn. That's a new one.
That's a new one. That was definitely a new one.
I'm like, what was that date like? And what era was this? Like, I'm assuming post Madonna.
I'm assuming
pre Robin Wright, or was it post Robin Wright?
Post Robin Wright. Wouldn't, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because they were together like until fairly like, I want to say like 2010s.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I would think that it would be pre-Robin Wright.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
That's right. Like sometime in the 90s.
Yeah, because that also seems to line up when she was dated Eddie Murphy, and Will Smith was around that time. Before she probably got married to the guy.
I remember, like, what's her name? Her friend, who was a friend of the show but didn't go to the reunion.
Oh, I forget her name. But yeah, I know who you're talking about.
It was Cherie.
Oh, okay.
Not Sheree, Cherie.
Okay.
And she was Will Smith's ex.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Read all about her in Jada Pinkett Smith's book.
Did you like Erica's little bit of shade? I thought it was a little too much. Like, how'd you marry the guy you married? I thought it was a little too, like, a little too snarky.
I mean,
like, you marry who you fall in love with.
Yeah.
Like, clearly she didn't fall in love with Will Smith.
But, I mean, Eddie Murphy, though, like, that's... and Will Smith. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but I mean,
marry the star, not the agent. If you're going to be elitist in Beverly Hills,
but I don't think Garcelle is elitist, and I think that's what that goes to show.
Yeah,
he went ahead and married for love, and not like her man was broke or anything.
Right. I mean, he's like the head of CAA. Yeah. So yeah,
and she got her revenge.
Yeah.
I just realized I didn't shave.
Well, what's good look though?
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it.
It's make me look all shadowy. You don't edit these together. You don't have to.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to look at your ugly face. My ugly face. Oh,
well, it's not ugly.
Well, thank you.
The place was cute.
I was unimpressed by the place. Like, when it was like this resort, I expected it to be...
That's why I said cute, not amazing.
Okay, yeah. I didn't expect it to be like a whole mansion or a house.
Yeah.
I expected it to be more palatial and not like, look at us, it's South Beach, but in Oceanside. But I guess you're in Oceanside, so...
Where exactly is Oceanside?
It's like near San Diego.
Oh, okay.
It's a Navy town. I only know it because there's a Regal Cinemas that was built in downtown Oceanside, and it doesn't do well anymore.
Oh, and that's where they shot Top Gun.
Apparently, yeah.
Okay.
So, and that Tom Cruise
That was so random. Jennifer Tilly, like, it's Tom Cruise.
I mean, that was cute, and I want to know what the producer prompted, like, hey, just pretend you were excited that he was there, because can you imagine? Again, like, we always joke about, when you're watching TV or a movie, and like someone has like a really tiny, embarrassing bit part. I'm telling the audience, not you. You know what we joke.
Yeah.
And you're like, Mom, Dad, I got the part. I'm playing corpse number 7. Could you imagine, like, so son, he's home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What work are you doing lately? Oh, I got this really good gig. I'm a Tom Cruise impersonator at a resort in Oceanside.
Catch me on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes. I mean, I shouldn't talk smack about it. I mean, that could be where he gets discovered and leads to a thing. And, someone might be saying, we need a Tom Cruise type, but not Tom Cruise. We want like a younger Tom Cruise. Get him right now. And so,
if only Tom Cruise didn't do his stunts, this guy.
I know, right? He'd be all set.
Right.
Or maybe this guy's one and only talent is being Tom Cruise from Top Gun.
Well, also too, maybe because he had the sunglasses on, and once you take him off, maybe it's like, oh, that's just like Joe from Schenectady.
Exactly. Well, he was also doing the whole thing, like the mouth open.
Yeah.
Which I can't do.
Is a bit Tom
But
Cruise.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a little bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
But I did like that at least the setup of the resort was they all got nice rooms. No one had to argue.
Right. Oh, that's, like with Salt Lake, it's like we each have our own room like it's a hotel.
Yeah.
And there's no like, I think Dorit's going through so much, so she gets the biggest room. That bullshit they always do in Potomac.
Yeah.
No.
But again, I wasn't impressed because everything was just so crowded. Like the views was like the building next door.
Yeah. It seemed very accessible too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes me wonder, whether the Oceanside Tourism Bureau, that was the best they had to offer.
Could be.
Sponsors by, anyway.
The games were, I just love Boz's reaction. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like,
why are we playing? We're playing
Duck Goose and a relay race. And
they seem to have fun with the relay race, though. I mean, mainly because Dorit kept falling down.
That's face planning. Like,
what I kind of was irritated with it, and I don't know why it took this for me to pick up on it. But when Dorit was like, "Well, my Chanel pants are too long," I was like, "Can you just say your pants are too long?"
Yes.
Do they got to be Chanel pants?
They do when it's Dorit.
It's just like,
that's what they say. Money screams, wealth whispers.
Exactly. It's just like they're just your pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you don't hear me telling everyone this glorious cashmere, or not even cashmere. This club room sweater I got from Macy's. Ooh, I just call it a sweater.
Or even like Kyle, wasn't like, these are Hermes. Everyone knows they're Hermes,
right?
But to have $76,000.
I did like that she was making jokes that they were nesting bags.
Yeah,
just put one inside the next. And I couldn't tell if Boz was like actually impressed or like, girl, what?
I think she was actually impressed as opposed to like Kathy's. Oh, like what?
Yeah.
Boz is definitely. I like a newbie who can be the audience. Who can just be like, I don't understand what's happening. Like the whole so they were fighting. Am I gonna be fighting?
Yeah. True.
It's good.
And then after the games, what did they do? They just.
Oh well, at the table, everyone felt excluded because and Boz were having a whole conversation.
When they brought it up later, it did make sense. I thought I was surprised at the kind of emotional intelligence. I think it was Sutton, or was saying like, or maybe it was Garcelle, that Dorit doesn't know
Garcelle.
her. Yeah. Dorit doesn't know her, and so she can share more things with her without being judged. And I was like, that does make an awful lot of sense.
Right.
I was surprised that anyone, I guess, for anyone who would mention it, Garcelle would be the most equipped to do that. I just think that everyone else would be a little bit more self-absorbed, that they wouldn't even connect the dots that, from Dorit's perspective, this is a blank canvas, and I can just tell her anything I want without...
Exactly, without the history. Also, too, Dorit is only cool with Erica. So she wasn't going to turn with, Sutton, PK and I, we really got into it. It's not going to happen, So, yeah.
That's true. But you'd think, though, I mean, now's the opportunity when you're on the outs to at least try and get good, with Garcelle or with Sutton.
Well, also, I think what they really want to say is this is
Jennifer.
Yeah, that's right. What I think they really want to say is this is Housewives. This is a topic this is something we have a whole conversation with the entire table. At the end, if Kyle and Dorit had just been one-on-one, sitting across from each other, so I feel this way, I feel this way, and talk amongst yourselves, ladies. But that doesn't work.
But still, I don't like the way that happened at the end. I think Kyle brought it up that, hey, we should have a talk sometime.
No, I agree.
It should not have happened then. And
I agree.
Was being rude.
That's what I'm saying. Dorit made that, but it would have been equally as weird.
Oh, yeah.
If they, but yes, it should have been Kyle saying, let's talk about it later. And then like, yes, let's not bring everyone into it. This is because really it's about the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have conversations like this in either a public setting, like at Sutton's thing, or amongst a group and everyone's at the table, it's going to go left because everyone else is going to jump in. They need to be like on the beach together, just themselves, or in a hotel room.
See, and that's what I see. That's what I think Kyle was going for, and Dorit won't let it happen because I think if they got one-on-one and Dorit doesn't have an audience to like feed off of and like perform for, like I'm so indignant, not indignant, but like, I'm so offended by what you're saying to me, then like it's not going to go in her favor. Like if they actually sat down, they would have a real conversation. And that's what I expected would happen, that they would address it,
table it,
and say, let's have dinner, let's enjoy ourselves, let's be a little phony and fake, get through this, and then later on tonight, after dinner,
I'll come to your room and we can really have it out.
Like you say, go out to the beach, or if there's an opportunity. But in the meantime, let's talk to everyone. And then Dorit just derailed all that, and it was so awkward watching the rest of the women just be like, okay.
Like Sutton, and then poor Erica. Like you could tell she's like, why are you bringing me into this?
Yeah,
like I don't. Me knowing this, or Kyle knowing that you had a conversation with me about this, has nothing to do with your fight.
Right. And it's just throwing her under the bus immediately. Also because it's not exactly what Erica said, but it's along the lines. And I think Kyle knows enough to be like, I know that's not what Erica said.
Right.
But
let's break down Kyle's whole thing about BravoCon, because we were there in the room.
We were there.
So let me just tell you, let me paint a picture, okay, of, and I'm not going to swear, this MFer in his dumb scarf. I know it was November, but it was still Vegas, and you're wearing a dumb wool scarf. So this idiot takes his opportunity to like ask a question.
I really hope he's not one of our listeners.
I doubt it. I don't care if he is. He takes his one opportunity, he shoots his shot to just ask a dumb question that is basically like something that could ask on Reddit. But he knew there were cameras there and all the housewives were there, and so he's like, I'm going to have a moment. Kyle, why do you keep trying to make Teddy happen? Stop trying to make Fetch happen. In that voice.
Yeah.
And so, of course, the audience like loved it, and I was like, ugh. And then Kyle said exactly that, like, Teddy's already happening. Like, I'm not trying to make her happen. She's already happening.
Yeah, she's a friend of mine.
Exactly. Like, she's my friend.
I'm not doing this for the camera. This isn't the thing I'm trying to do. Yeah. That's my life. Yeah.
Exactly. She's already happening. Whatever, sir. So one, she said that. Two, Sutton said her whole thing about like, well, I don't like Teddy, and I can't remember if Garcelle said anything. Garcelle lost her voice, so she didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. Erica said, I like Teddy, she's my friend. Anna Marie, whatever, said nice things like, our kids play football together. Dorit stayed silent, and I don't think it was on purpose, because I think they were like, going on to the next question. And so I saw her bring the mic up as if she was going to say something, and then she didn't. So I think she was like, okay, whatever. So I kind of see what she was saying. Like, I didn't want to bring more attention to this guy, but
it's a weak thing for Kyle to be latched onto.
As riled up as I am about this,
talking about Dorit bringing Erica into it. Why bring Teddy into it?
I mean, and stop drawing attention to Teddy, because it only like amplifies the internet's like, blah, we hate Teddy and that bullshit.
Right.
And I'm sure, Teddy watching this was like, why are you going to do that? Because now they're going to play the clip, and yeah. So, yeah.
But more back to what we were talking about. I remember that was one of our major topics because we wanted to go up and ask questions for the panels. We were like, what will we ask? What will we do? And it's like the fact that guy just took the time, like he has his one question. Like, talk about someone living rent-free in your head.
Exactly.
Your thing about the person.
And that is the thing about the Teddy haters. You make Teddy your thing. You're like, why is they keep trying to make Teddy happen? Like, no one cares about Teddy. Then stop freaking talking about Teddy, and she won't be a thing. But you are making her a thing. Yeah. If I don't like a housewife, I don't talk about her. I'm not rolling up on her Instagram page or her Twitter. I don't like the chick. But these people, yes, she lives rent-free in their head. And so that's your BravoCon question. You'll never have another opportunity. And I remember, Kyle, there's the next panel. It was like like something, whatever, in the smaller room. And I thought, like, should I ask a question? Should I say, like, Kyle, say something that, but I was like, I'm not even going to bring it up. And I also didn't want to, be
the center of attention.
Exactly. But I wanted so bad to be like, name 3, why do you love Teddy so much? And, because it was just, so I saw that guy. I remember seeing him afterwards. We walked by him. We went outside. We walked by him because we were going to that next panel, and I gave him a dirty look, like, you MFer, your dumb wool scarf.
Wow, you're like a doll. I shouldn't wind you up.
I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, I like went right back to that moment, November 2023, and I was like, oh, that idiot.
The other thing, for any of you who've never been to BravoCon, if you go next year, you need to come up with some good questions.
Step up your question game.
Yeah. Don't make it which housewife would you bring back, or if you could assemble your dream cast from any of the shows.
You were on a desert island or an elevator, who would you pick? No. Yeah. Ask better questions.
We don't know what the questions are. We're still working on them, but don't ask those. That's
so like repetitive and reductive.
Especially at BravoCon, it gets asked at every single panel.
Because we went to so many panels, so we kept hearing the same damn questions over and over again. The variations
it's got to be the stuff the housewives are tired of hearing too.
Exactly.
This old yarn. So anyway, Kyle's again, I think, grasping at straws.
But she finally got to the point.
Well, not the entire point, I don't think. Oh, she did.
The main thing about what she should be pissed about.
But she was saying that it's not just these things; it's a collection of these things,
pieces of the puzzle.
Right. That basically, like, it's it started a lot sooner than Dorit's letting it on to be.
Right.
Like Dorit was kind of being snarky back towards Kyle and not supporting her. And when they showed the clips as old as they did, I was like, oh, I guess, yeah.
Well, and it's funny because it was like Dorit trying to say like, oh, these are instances of, Kyle icing me out. Kyle didn't just randomly ice you out. You did these things and said these things. And she was like, I'm tired of this chick. And like, stop talking to you. So maybe not the most mature thing to do, but it wasn't like it happened out of nowhere. This wasn't like, Kyle just like saying like, today, I don't like Dorit. It was like, no, Dorit talk shit about my business. Dorit talk, shit about... I can't remember the whole thing.
I can't remember all of it either, because they are little tiny things, but it does ultimately culminate in sharing the text at the reunion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is... And then, of course, Dorit's whole thing is like, well, I was being manipulated. And it's like, no, you weren't. You just... That's how you read the text.
Yeah. So... I think it's probably, the issue is probably that they were both imperceivably being, or not imperceivably, I think they were both being passive aggressive towards one another, and they were each reacting to each other's passive aggression by being passive. By just doing it, by doubling down on it and just icing each other out even more. So like Dorit was, being snarky when she had a chance. And so I think it just slowly evolved in this kind of chasm that just grew larger and larger. And now they're at the situation they're at now.
Yeah.
But that whole, go back to our reunion episodes for last year's if you want to hear how we feel about that. I don't even remember how we feel, but how I feel.
We didn't like the fact that she read the text. Like it was bullshit behavior.
No, it was, but I also believe that, I want to say I recall, and I still feel that way now, that I can kind of see part of Dorit's point, but I think that sharing that whole thing was completely uncalled for and overly performative. Like, I definitely feel like Kyle was saying, hey, let's not bring this up, and, I'd prefer you didn't, and trying to urge her in a certain direction. And so I can see why Dorit says she was being manipulated, but at the same time, it's not like that's brand new. It's not like they didn't all share these sort of like codes, as far as
it is like there's so much
talk about, not talk about.
There's so much like whether it be the vault on OC or there's codes. There's like this is understood. We said this off camera about do's and don'ts, and I don't think even if Kyle was attempting to manipulate her, is Dorit that easily manipulated?
She married PK.
But I mean, she's also like her own person, as she keeps saying, and she's not going to take it anymore. So I don't think that she would have just bowed down to Kyle. And she makes it seem as if she's been like put under so much.
Yeah.
And she's been such a great friend, and she's just been cast aside. And it's like, maybe you just haven't been that great of a friend, and you reap what you sowed.
Again, I think that the way that Dorit won't let Kyle get a word in edgewise, and Dorit just takes it over and like fills any blank space with more talking. She knows that if she lets the truth speak for itself, it won't be in her favor.
And it's rich to have Dorit saying like, no, you're going to stop talking. I'm going to talk. It's like, you do nothing but talk. That is your MO. You make Andy Cohen yawn because he's so bored with what you talk about.
And on top of that, just that statement, like, no, it's your turn to listen. It's just it's so fabricated to be like a soundbite.
It's a moment.
And she definitely practiced that one in front of the mirror.
Next to Alexis.
Yeah, definitely. Probably, I'm surprised she wasn't 2 hours late practicing it. Didn't come downstairs, late for dinner, leaning up against a window.
Although I did chuckle about the whole earring thing. Like, Erica, I can't. Yeah. Now this one, well, duh.
Yeah, no, Dorit, when she brings it, she brings it. You can't.
Yes, there are things I do like about her, but typically I don't care for her, and I'm not. It's so funny to me. People were just like, oh, she's iconic. She's this. She's eating whatever. These are the same people who probably wanted her fired last year.
Yeah, yeah.
So now all of a sudden, because she's talking back to Kyle and she's smoking a cigarette while going through the canyon, now she's iconic. I don't really see that.
Yeah, it doesn't add up to me.
No.
And also now that she's pointed out that you're wearing mixed metals, in her confessional, she's wearing different colored.
She does. She likes to do mixed metals. Yeah.
I never noticed it. Now I'm going to notice it every time.
Yeah.
Also, the bracelet combination she was wearing.
Little Wonder Woman?
No, it actually reminded me of thumbtacks. Like, it actually reminded me of one of these things, just the shape of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I just saw them, like the really wide bracelet. I thought they looked like silver and gold thumbtacks.
I didn't like the hair pulled back. The shoes were really big. The dress was kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
She's done better.
I agree.
Yeah. I love Kyle's new confessional look with the pony and the black.
Like the hair was a lot better.
Yeah. No, well, I do. So I saw 3 different versions of that pink suit look tonight, and there's one I liked best of the 3 because in one the hair's just a little bit too like it was too sprayed and too shellacked, and one it's like too not enough, and there's one just right.
Oh, it was a Goldilocks version.
It was.
I'm just getting really tired of Erica's pointy shoulder.
Yes, I need a new look, and also Dorit needs a new look.
Yeah,
and Sutton needs a new one. I know we're only in episode 3, but I need like multiple looks.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting tired of Sutton's cross thing.
It's dumb.
Also, I don't think for a minute Sutton's religious.
It looks like something Vicky would wear, like the style of it, and also the hair. It looks.
I don't know enough about Vicky on the OC to.
Well, Vicky's like Jesus on the cross. Remember that when episode when Tamara got baptized? We watched.
Oh yeah. Oh, we did talk about Vicky. Did you see their thing?
Oh, the Nick Viall
thing
where she didn't hang up.
Well, and on top of that, where she like already was just like, oh, well, they were supposed to cancel this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it for you anyway. And they're like, oh.
Like it was a favor? Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to do this for you guys anyway. And like it's, I don't know who, it's his wife or whatever, the lady on the show. I don't listen as much as, I listened to that one Bronwyn episode. She's like, oh, you're going to do us a favor, huh? And it was just like, she was so, Vicky was so rude. It was so rude. And then she had the hot mic. She didn't hang up and was like, I don't even know who these people are, but they have like 1 million followers. So I did it. It's so rude.
And that's what she wants. Yeah. Because no one's listening to her own dumb podcast.
Is that her brand, though, to be kind of borderline rude? Is that always?
Oh, that's always been her. Yeah, like very much like Ramona. Totally.
God, so Karen.
Cut from the same cloth. Yes. Very much so. Very much so.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Okay, back to Beverly Hills. Sorry, I don't want to think about I think we got everyone. Erica really didn't. Erica had some tender moments talking about her, what happened with Tom and whatnot. It seems strange, though, the timeline that she brought up, like, how did her divorce get messy? Wasn't he already, like...
in dementia?
And in jail or in the hospital?
Or, like, being...
Yeah.
Well, no, because they broke up. She left the house, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And moved out, and then everything fell apart. Because it was the people thought that the timeline was that she knew it was coming, and that's why she got out.
Right.
So I think when she left him, he said those horrible things.
Yeah. It's it started falling apart because no one was there to make sure he had enough towels. That's nice. Kyle is on to something.
Bring it back.
I'm gonna make towels happen. I don't know why. I just thought that was so funny. It was such a weird, stupid thing to be worried about. Do you have towels? It's like
You only have 8 towels.
yeah. Here's this. Well, he was right with everything. I can wash them, you know. But yeah, here's this man who's breaking your heart by leaving you and breaking up your family, and you're like, no towels.
Well, it was kind of a mutual thing, like of the breaking, but still, he replaced her picture and all that.
Yeah.
So
we don't have to rehash that.
No. No, Sen, we do not.
Next week is just to be continuation.
It's going to be like picking up from them at the table, I'm sure.
There's just something not right about the way Dorit's going with this. Like, I really truly feel like she knows she's wrong, and like the more aggressive she feels, like if I'm loud and aggressive, then I'll suddenly be right. Whereas, and Kyle's feeding into it too much. I wish Kyle would ease off of it and just be like, I know what I know. So the fact that
I wish she would do that too.
The fact that Kyle's not doing that suggests that she knows she's hyping something up, or that they're both not arguing about what they're really trying to argue about.
They're like going around it, which I wish one of them would break and say, it's because you did that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'd be like, oh, okay, finally.
We're going to find out all those rumors on the internet about how they were swingers together really was true. We're like, oh my God, that's what they're... Yeah.
Were they soft swinging like the Secret Lives of Mormon wives?
Right, they might have been, all those jokes about Dorit and Mauricio getting together. And, Kyle and PK send memes to each other. That could be secret code for something.
Or they're just like every other friend who's like, here's some dumb meme. But
yeah, right? I mean, there's certain people you have to send cat memes to. It's the unwritten rule. So, I luckily have a few good group chats that just good for memes.
Right.
So that's about it. You don't have any meme friends, do you? Well, Mark.
Shauna.
And Shauna.
Yeah.
Okay. That's true.
Yes. I think there's only one. Richard, too.
Richard. Okay. I don't hear you much about Richard's memes.
It's few and far between. And like, Ashley and I aren't meme people, and Sinclair and I aren't. So, yeah.
Ooh. All right. We just name dropped all our friends. I like it. Hi, guys.
I don't think any of them want.
I like to think that I think it's great that you have a friend named Sinclair. Like, I'm thinking about
Living Single.
Living Single.
Hey.
But I think that pretty much covers Beverly Hills. Anything else you wanted to cover?
No, I got Rev 10, like really.
You really did. I realized we gave away that this is not truly the day after the night of the show, because Salt Lake's filming the reunion.
Right. Hopefully they're done by now.
I hope they are as well.
Yeah.
But
we're a little delayed, but we'll be getting the other 2 out.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about the Salt Lake reunion bits I've seen on the internet today when we do the Salt Lake show, which should be coming up if you're clicking right in about a few minutes if you just watch the next episode. We'll do New York after that. Anyway, until next time.
Until next time.